up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Friday. Finally, Football Friday. Hell yeah. Camp is open. It's a beautiful thing. I just don't know where to go with it. August 2nd, 2024. You know, when we flip the calendar to August, it's freaking football season, man. Close enough. High schools will be kicking it off here in a couple weeks. End of the month, real college football games will be played. So I just can't get I get so worked up. Um, where's the Tylenol? No. Please visit the BuckeyeCast.com. Get in there, get yourself some gear, get ready for the season. This beauty right here, this is our most popular shirt. It's one of my favorites. Built Ohio Tough. I highly recommend picking up one of these bad boys. Everything is on sale, and shipping is very cheap. Like some of the lowest rates you'll find. Like a shirt like this, it's like $4 to ship. I mean, that's the best I can do. So get in there, thebuckeyecast.com, shop around, bop around, and get yourself something fun for the football season. I always like to get a couple shirts just to kick off the season. I'll come up with some new designs occasionally, stuff like that. So everything there goes right into the show, goes mostly to the marketing budget because we have to advertise this show. So anything we make from the shirts, that goes right into advertising the show, pumping it up. The occasional microphone that breaks because I threw it across the room. No, I don't do that. Not usually. Anyways, today, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, hit me up on YouTube Live. I will be here. We'll be talking some Cruton, a little bit of everything, some fall camp intel as we get it. And then Sunday night, me, Jeff, and Sean are back, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, YouTube Live as well. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell to get notified, and it's all free. That's the beauty of YouTube. It's all free. So no strings attached. That's the way I like my ladies. Just kidding. Sorry, honey. It's a joke. Anyway, today we're returning to our freshman focus series as we kind of wind it down here. Today we're talking about Miles Lockhart, cornerback from the state of Arizona. So let's get into him. His recruiting profile, he's from Chandler, Arizona, Basha High School. I like the sound of that high school. 5'10", 185. He was a four-star, 8.958, nationally ranked number 400 on the dot, number 34 corner, number 9 player in Arizona. He had offers from a ton of schools. We'll get into those who he chose the Buckeyes over. But in his scouting report, he was evaluated back in 2022, so it's a little outdated, I guess. He has a stout, solidly built frame, limited physical upside, really smart corner with off the charts instincts. Those are key. Flashes very good ball skills and toughness in one-on-one coverage. Displays sound tackling ability to clean up on the perimeter. The Buckeyes require that out of their slot corners. Looks at home near the line of scrimmage. Versatile defender who could fill a variety of roles within the secondary. Equally comfortable in man and zone coverages. Could continue to improve his straight line speed, which, Body by Mick will get him straight there. As the landscapers fire up the gas-powered blowers outside my window. Love it. He also was a track guy. Let's see, as a junior, he ran an 11.3 100 and a 22.9 200. Good, not great. Not a blazer, but that's Power 5 speed. As a sophomore, he had 11.24 and 11.29 100 times back in April of 2022, and he had a 200 time of 22.81, 22.83. So pretty consistent there in those speeds. And going back to his freshman year, he had an 11.39 100 and a 23.04 back in 2021. He also ran the 400. That's a ball buster of a run. 52.68 was his 400 time. So for most programs in college football, Miles Lockhart would have been the crown jewel for this 2024 class. But his classmates, Aaron Scott Jr. and Bryce West, are two of the best in the class at the position. So Lockhart could prove to be a hidden gem, though, for the Buckeyes. Tim Walton recruited Lockhart to play the slot corner position. So close to the line of scrimmage, inside, tight. So uh, Walton, though, loves Lockhart's game. Uh, Lockhart said after receiving his offer, quote, "It's the top one, to be completely honest. It's hard to compete with Ohio State. I've said that multiple times. There's a brotherhood there and a winning tradition." That's true. That's true. The Buckeyes locked up Lockhart on his official visit to Ohio State a year later. He said on his trip a year ago, quote, "It was 10 out of 10 for a visit. Actually, 11 out of 10. I feel like it went great. They covered everything I wanted to. Obviously, I had been there a few times before, so they had mostly shown me everything, but the weekend was a really great time." So, while he made other visits, nothing compared to Ohio State. After his official visit to Columbus in June of 2023, he canceled his remaining 2 visits elsewhere. So Lockhart compared Ohio State to other schools. He said, quote, "Every school I go to, I just try to compare like what they have and what they can offer. They just can't compete with anybody. Obviously, they compete for national championships every year. They can give me the education I need. If I go to the NFL, they'll give me the chance to develop me. And it's just a great atmosphere to be in and a great place to be. They offer you a lot of opportunities." So Lockhart commits to the Buckeyes during his official visit back in 2023. He picked Ohio State over Oregon, Texas A&M, Washington, Whiskey, and Colorado. Lockhart said after his commitment, quote, "Ohio State offers more than any other school could offer me. Playing for a national championship every year and getting a good education. They're very family oriented, and I love all the coaches. They have the whole package." So in high school at Basha, Lockhart became a starter as a sophomore at cornerback. He finished his sophomore season with 36 tackles, 2 TFLs, 2 picks. As a junior, he recorded 69 tackles, nice, 2.5 TFLs, 4 interceptions, 19 pass breakups. That's a lot. They still kept throwing his way, though. He led his team that year to a 12-1 record and a state championship. As a senior, Lockhart racked up 41 tackles, 2 TFLs, a sack, and 7 pass breakups. So the kid was productive, man. I don't know why they kept throwing his way. So he's an early enrollee, came in back in January, and Lockhart has some huge goals early on as a Buckeye. He said, quote, "I definitely want to get my black stripe off first in my position group. I want to stay on top of academics and fight for my spot. Really, I just want to compete every day." So Lockhart's willing to play anywhere in the secondary, but his size makes him an ideal slot corner. Lockhart said, quote, "I would say Coach Walton mostly talks about me in the slot, but I can play outside. I think it's mostly at slot because I'm not a 6'1", 6'2" guy. I'm more like 5'11", so that's probably why I've been in the slot." So yeah, a little undersized to be an outside corner. You need somebody with more length. So Jordan Hancock will be our starter at corner, the slot corner in 2024. Lockhart's first season in Columbus will probably be a redshirt year, but he'll need to develop his body and adjust to the speed of the college game. Lockhart talked about Jordan Hancock. He said, quote, "I'm just going to sit behind him and just watch him do his thing and learn as much as I can behind him. Just soak up everything I can from him and everybody else." So Lockhart could fit into the 3 deep at the slot this year. He's going to be behind Hancock, Jermaine Matthews, who worked in that spring in the slot, and then Lorenzo Styles Jr. will probably fit in well at the slot corner as well. So long-term, Hancock's entering his senior year at Ohio State, so he'll be gone in 2025. The Buckeyes will have an opening at slot corner next year and outside corner for that matter. Styles will likely be the front runner, but Matthews, he'll move to the outside corner and probably start out there in 2025. So Lockhart's going to battle for playing time in 2025. You got Calvin Simpson-Hunt, Aaron Scott, Bryce West. They'll all be looking for a starting job next year as well. The Buckeyes bring in the 2 5-star corners in the 2025 class too. So just stacking talent in there, man. You got Devin Sanchez and Naeem Offord, both committed. So, but Lockhart isn't afraid of the competition. He said, quote, I'm going to give them my all from start to finish. They're getting a competitor for sure and just a good person overall, not just a football player, but somebody that's going to help the community, do everything I can to help the team. So Lockhart says his biggest goal at Ohio State is to help the Buckeyes get back to beating Michigan. He said, quote, that's the biggest thing for us, really. I mean, we can't lose to the team up north. That's the biggest game. No other game matters, really. We can go undefeated, and losing that game, it just feels like a failure of a season. So, yeah, the team up north is the biggest game. We have to win that. And that's how you get to the Big Ten championship. That's how you get to the playoff. So, that's something we're going to take very seriously, and it's not a game where we're going to lose. We got to get the gold pants every time. So, a player comparison really is Jordan Hancock, the guy he's sitting behind. Hancock, a few inches taller, but he played sparingly his first 2 years at Ohio State. Also dealt with some injuries, but he made a big name for himself last season. He was a lockdown corner at the nickel in 2023. So much so that Jim Knowles had to change his defense from the usual 3 safeties to a 2 safeties and a nickel corner. Sorry, 3 safeties to 2 safeties and a nickel corner in the slot. So Hancock could be one of the best slots in the country this year. I expect him to be, and he could make himself into an early to mid-round 2025 NFL draft pick. He's definitely a draft pick. How high is the question, So while Lockhart's a little shorter, he does bring the similar skill set with his toughness, tackling ability, and obviously the coverage skills. So he's a good fit to be Hancock's successor at Ohio State at the slot. We'll see how things shake out 2025 and beyond. But this is going to be a huge development year for Lockhart. And hopefully we'll see him maybe on some special teams or something to that effect this year. So that's all I got for you today. Please join me at 4:30 p.m. Eastern here on the YouTube Live, and we'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.